A heart closed. My name is Emma. I grew up on a small farm. It was just me and my mother. My father left us when I was 5. He went away with another woman. He never came back. I don't remember much about him. Only his smell of smoke and leather. And the sound of the door closing. After that, I changed. I didn't talk much. I didn't trust men. At school, I had no close friends. I liked quiet places. I liked books and animals. People said I was shy. They said I was cold. But really, I was scared. My mother worked hard. She grew vegetables. She sold eggs and milk. She was strong. She never cried in front of me. But at night, I heard her sometimes. I remember her hands. Rough from work, but warm. She held my face when I had bad dreams. Every Sunday, we made bread. I helped her mix the dough. We laughed when flour covered the floor. Those small things stayed with me. They were love, even in silence. They made me feel safe. We didn't have much money. But we had enough. We had peace. After school, I came home to help. I didn't go to the city. I didn't want new things. I stayed on the farm. I felt safe there. That was my world. One morning in spring, he came. A man walked into our farm. He had a camera in his hand. He smiled at my mother. He said, "Can I take pictures?" She said, "Yes. If Emma agrees." I didn't say yes. But I didn't say no. I just looked at him. He looked back at me. He had kind eyes. Soft. Like a quiet song. His name was Leo. He was a photographer. He loved nature. He came every day that week. He took photos of flowers, animals, and trees. He always said hello to me. At first, I didn't reply. I looked away. I stayed quiet. But he didn't stop smiling. He didn't ask me questions. He didn't push me. One evening, I was feeding the chickens. He stood near the fence. He said, "The light is beautiful now." I nodded. He raised his camera. He asked, "May I take your picture?" "No," I said quickly. I felt my chest tighten. I wanted to hide. He said, "Okay." And then he smiled again. A soft smile. He didn't take the picture. He just stood there. Then he said, "You have kind eyes too." My face turned warm. I didn't know what to say. I walked away. That night, I couldn't sleep. I thought about him. His smile. His words. Why did he say that? Did he really see kindness in me? I didn't think I had any left. The next day, he came again. He brought my mother some flowers. Wildflowers. Not from a store. He gave me a small photo. It was of our dog, Max, running in the field. "You weren't in the photo," he said. "But I thought you'd like it." I took it and said, "Thank you." That was the first time I spoke to him. He looked surprised. Then he smiled again. We started to talk more. Just a little every day. About the weather. About Max. He told me stories about the places he visited. About the mountains. The lakes. The stars. I listened quietly. But I liked them. He didn't ask about my father. He didn't ask why I was quiet. He just talked about now. He noticed small things. Like the sound of wind in the trees. Or how the baby goats played. I began to notice them too. The way light touched the grass. The color of the sky at sunset. He didn't try to make me laugh. But I started to smile more. And sometimes, I laughed. Sometimes, I watched him when he didn't see me. The way he looked at a flower. Like it mattered. Like it was special. He moved slowly. He never rushed. And somehow, I liked that. One day, he brought me a gift. It was an old book about birds. He said, "I thought you'd enjoy this." I opened it slowly. Inside, there was a note. It said, "To Emma, from someone who sees you." I held the book close. I didn't say anything. But inside, something moved. I was afraid. But I was also curious. My heart was not as cold. Was it okay to feel this way? To feel seen? To feel warm? One morning, he didn't come. Then another day passed. And another. I asked my mother, "Where is Leo?" She said, "He had to go to the city. Work." I nodded. But I felt empty. I missed him. I missed his quiet voice. His gentle presence. I went to the field. I sat by the tree where we talked. I looked at the sky and said nothing. A week later, he came back. He walked toward me with a big smile. He said, "Did you miss me?" I looked down. Then I looked at him. And I said, "Yes." He sat beside me. We said nothing for a while. Then he said, "Emma, I like being here." I looked at him. I said, "Why?" He said, "Because you are here." I felt my heart beat fast. But I didn't feel scared. I felt warm. He didn't ask me to change. He didn't try to fix me. He just stayed. One evening, he took my hand. His hand was warm and calm. I didn't pull away. We sat like that for a long time. Watching the sun go down. Not talking. Just being. That was the moment. I knew I was changing. A little every day. I wasn't afraid of love anymore. I wasn't afraid of being seen. I wasn't afraid of being hurt. I started to believe that love can be gentle. That it can grow slowly. Not loud. Not fast. But soft. And true. Like spring after a long winter. Now I know something important. Love doesn't always come with fireworks. Sometimes, it comes with silence. With patience. With kindness. With small acts that say, "I care." I used to close my heart. I thought it was safer that way. But a closed heart is also a lonely one. Leo didn't break my walls. He waited outside them. And slowly, I opened the door. Just a little. Then a little more. Until one day, I stepped outside. Love is not about being perfect. It's about being present. And being seen. Even in silence.